End my torment, if I must. If that is your wish, if I must. Will this ever end, if I must? I go. I will aid you. Will this ever end?
Hello.
I go.
What is it?
I will aid you.
Welcome to our village.
End my torment, if that is your wish, if I must. Let the living beware. I go, if I must. If that is your wish, I go. If that is your wish. Direct my hatred. I go. If that is your wish, I go. Let the living beware. Direct my hatred.
I'm here to help.
I will aid you. If I must. Will this ever end? If I must. My bow is ready. Will this ever end? If that is your wish. Embrace the end. Direct my hatred. Will this ever end? I go. Go on, death. End my torment. My bow is ready. You're the lucky one. If that is your wish. End my torment. Go on, death. I go. Will this ever end? If I must. Will this ever end? I go. Will this ever end? Let the living beware. If I must. If that is your wish. If I must. I go. My bow is ready. If that is your wish. I go. Will this ever end? If that is your wish. I go. I will aid you. If I must. Direct my hatred. You're will this ever end? If that is your wish. Will this ever end? Embrace the end.
First blood.
Go. If that is your wish. Let the living beware. You're the lucky one. Will this ever end? If I must. Embrace the end. If that is your wish. End my torment. You're the lucky one. Let the living beware. If I must. Will this ever end? If I must. My bow is ready. Will this ever end? I go. If that is your wish. I go. Will this ever end? I will aid you. Embrace the end. Let the living beware. If I must, direct my hatred. I go. If that is your wish, will this ever end? I go. If I must, will this ever end? If I must, will this ever end? If I must, I go. Will this ever end?
Double kill.
Your wish. Your luck. If I must.
Our allies challenge the
That
help.
is your wish. Embrace the end. You're the lucky one. Will this ever end? If that is your wish. If I must. Will this ever end? Let the living beware. If I must. End my torment. Let the living beware. Direct my hatred. Will this ever end? If that is your wish. If I must. I go. Will this ever end?
Our allies' town needs help.
If that is your wish. I go. If I must. I will aid you. End my torment.
Our allies' town needs help.
Will this ever end? I go. If that is your wish. If I must. Go on, death. My bow is ready.
Our allies' town needs
Direct
help.
my hatred. If that is your wish. End my torment.
Can I help you?
Direct my hatred.
Take your time.
I will aid you. I go. End my torment. Embrace the end. Will this ever end? If that is your wish, I go. Let the living beware. If that is your wish, if I must, will this ever end? If that is your wish, I go. If that is your wish, if I must, will this
Our
ever
allies'
end?
town needs help.
I go. If I must. If that is your wish, will this ever end? I go. If that is your wish, end my torment. Will this ever end? Your embrace the end. If I must. My bow is ready. If that is your wish. If I must. You're the lucky one. End my torment. Embrace the end. If that is your wish. If I must. Will this ever end? If that is your wish. Go on, death. Direct my hatred. End my torment. If I must. Direct my hatred. If
Our
that is
warriors
your
have
wish,
engaged the enemy.
will this ever end? If I must. I go. Will this ever end?
Our
If that
allies'
is
town
your
needs
wish,
help.
I go. If that is your wish, if I must. Will this ever end? Let the living beware. I go. That is your wish. I go. I will aid you, if I must. Will this ever end? Let the living beware. I go. You're lucky.
Our allies' town needs help.
Will this ever end?
Fresh meat. Killing spree.
Will this ever end? Will aid you. I go. If that is your wish, direct my hatred. Let the living beware. I will aid you. I go. Will this ever end? If that is your wish. Will this ever end? If that is your wish. Will this ever end? Cold death. If I must.
Our allies' town
End
needs
my
help.
torment. I go. Will this ever end? If that is your wish. My bow is ready. I go. Will this ever end? Embrace the end. I go. If I must. If that is your wish. Will this ever end?
Our allies' town needs help.
Go. Will this ever end? If that is your wish. I go. End my torment. Will this ever end? If I must. My bow is ready. I go. Will this ever end?
Our allies' town needs help.
End my torment. Embrace the end. You're the lucky one. If I must. If that is your wish. I go. If that is your wish. Direct my hatred. If I must. If that is your wish. I will aid you. Let the living beware. Will this ever end? I will aid you. My bow is ready. If that is your wish. Will this ever end? If I must. Let phantom arrows fly.
Our allies' town
That
needs help.
is your wish. Direct my hatred. Cold death. If I must. I go. Will this ever end? If that is your wish. My bow is ready.
Fresh meat.
My bow is ready. Direct my hatred. Let the
Our
living
allies' town needs help.
I will aid you. If I must. Let the living beware. Will this ever end?
Now what?
My bow is ready. If I must.
You again?
End my torment. Embrace the end. My bow is ready. Direct my
Now what?
End my torment. Will this ever end?
You again?
My bow is ready. End my torment.
Our
The
warriors
living
have engaged. Our allies' town needs help.
Direct my hatred. I will aid you.
Fresh meat.
Direct my hatred.
You caught me.
I will aid you. Go on, death.
Our allies' town. Our warriors have
My bow
engaged
is
the enemy.
ready. I will aid you. End my torment.
Now what?
Our
Direct my
allies' town
hatred.
needs help.
You caught me.
Lucky one.
Is that
Our
all?
warriors have engaged the enemy.
Cunning plan.
I will aid you.
Now what? Is that
End my torment.
you again?
Let the living beware. End my torment. If I must. Embrace the end.
Our allies' town needs help.
Will this ever end? If I must. Let the living beware. If that is your wish. Will this ever end? My bow is ready. Let the living
Now
beware.
what?
My bow is ready. If that is your wish. I go.
Our warriors have engaged
You
the
again?
enemy.
Let the living beware. Embrace the end.
Now what?
I will aid you. Let the living beware. I will aid you. My bow is ready. You're the lucky one. Embrace the end. If I must. You're the lucky one.
You
Our
again?
warriors have engaged the
Caught
enemy.
me. Is that all?
I will aid you. Direct my hatred.
Now what?
My bow is ready. Direct my hatred. End my torment. Embrace the end.
You caught me.
Let the living beware. I go. Go on, death. Will this ever end? If I must. I go.
You again?
End my torment. If that is your wish.
Our
Direct
warriors
my
have
hatred.
engaged the enemy.
Embrace the end. You're the lucky one. End my torment. Direct my hatred. If I must.
Now what? Delicious. Ah,
Let the living beware.
you again?
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
End my torment.
You caught me. Is that all?
I will aid you.
Now what?
End my torment. I will aid you.
You caught me.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Delicious.
End my torment. Let the living beware. End my torment. Let the living beware.
You again? Cunning.
I will aid you. End my torment. I go. If that is your wish. I go. Embrace the end. You're the lucky one. Direct my hatred.
Now what?
End my torment.
You again? Is that
Our
all?
warriors have engaged the enemy.
Beware. If I must. If that is your wish. Direct my...
Now what? Cunning
I will
plan.
aid you. Will this ever end?
You again? Ah,
End my torment. My bow is ready. If that is your wish, will this ever
Caught
end?
me.
Direct my hatred. If I must. Embrace the end. Cold death. I go. Embrace the end.
Our allies' town needs help.
My bow is ready. End my torment.
You again?
Let the living
Now what?
Our allies'
My
town needs
hatred.
help. Guide me.
End my torment. If that... Will this ever end? I go.
You again? Is that all?
Direct my hatred. I will aid you. If that is your wish, let the living beware. End my torment. My bow is ready. I will aid you.
You caught me.
Let the living beware. My bow is ready. If I must, I go. Direct my hatred.
Our allies' town needs help.
I will aid you. End my torment. Let the living beware. End my torment.
You again?
Direct my hatred. If that is your wish, I go. Will this ever end?
Killing spree.
End my torment.
You caught me. Delicious. Cunning plan. Ah, cunning plan.
I will aid you.
Double kill.
Let the living beware.
Again?
If that is your wish,
Caught me.
Dominating.
You again?
my bow is ready. Embrace the end. End my torment. Cold death. I go. If that is your wish, will this ever end? I go. I will aid you. Let the living beware.
Caught me.
My bow is ready. End my torment.
You
Our
again?
warriors have engaged the enemy.
Will this
Now
ever
what?
end?
Is that all? Delicious.
My bow is ready.
You again?
I will aid you.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Fresh meat.
My bow is ready. If I must. Direct my hatred. Let the living beware. My bow is ready.
Now what?
Direct my hatred.
You again? Ah,
Let the living beware. Direct my hatred. I will aid you. If that is your wish. If I must. If that is your wish. I go. Cold death. Let the living beware. Will this ever end? If I must. You're the lucky one. Now my torment. Direct my hatred. My bow is ready. this ever end?
You again?
If I must, I go. Will this ever end? I go. If I must. Will this ever end?
Greetings, my lord.
Let the living beware. I go. If I must. My bow is ready. I will aid you. Direct my hatred. If that is your wish, will this ever end? I go.
Killing spree.
If I must. I go. If that is your wish, I go. If that is your wish, I will aid you.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Dominating
My bow is ready.
pursuit.
If I must. Will this ever end? Embrace the end. Direct my hatred. If that is your wish, will this ever end? If that is your wish, my bow is ready. I will aid you. I go. If I must, I go. Go on, death. My bow is ready. If that is your wish, you're the lucky one. Direct my hatred. Will this ever end? Let the living beware.
Our warriors have engaged the
Now
enemy.
what? Is that all?
I will aid you. End my torment. Go on, death.
You again?
I will aid you. If that is your wish, direct my hatred. I will aid you. My bow is ready. Let the living beware.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Hatred. End my torment. Direct my hatred.
Unstoppable. Double kill.
Aid you. Let the living beware. End my torment. Direct my hatred. End my torment. Will this ever end?
You caught me.
Let the living beware. If I must. Direct my hatred.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
End my torment. Let the living beware. I go. My bow is ready. If I must. End my torment. I will aid you. My bow is ready. End my torment. Will this ever end? Let the living beware. End my torment. You're the lucky one. If I must. My bow is ready. Direct my hatred.
Fresh meat.
If that is your wish, my bow is ready. I will aid you. I go. Direct my hatred.
Now what? You caught me.
My bow is ready.
The light is my strength.
I will aid you.
Hello.
How may I
Our
serve?
allies' town needs help.
I am ready. What is your wish?
Direct my hatred. Let the living beware. Direct my hatred. End my torment. If that is your wish. If I must. Direct my hatred. I go. Let the living beware. Will this ever end? If I must. I will aid you. If that is your wish. Will this ever end? If that is your wish. Go on, death. My bow is ready. If I must. I go. Will this ever end? Let the living beware. End my torment. If that is your wish, direct my hatred. I go. Let phantom arrows fly. Will this ever end? You're the lucky.
Killing spree.
I go. End my torment. Will this ever end? Go on, death.
Dominating.
Let phantom arrows fly. If I must. I go. If I must. Direct my hatred. You're the lucky one. If that is your wish. I go. Embrace the end. Let the living beware. If that is your wish. I go. If that is your wish. Direct my hatred. Go on, death. You're the lucky one. Let the living beware. I go. If that is your wish, I go. Let phantom arrows fly. I will aid you. Will this ever end? Embrace the end. My bow is ready. End my torment. I will aid you. If that is your wish.
Mega kill.
If that is your wish. Direct my hatred. Let phantom arrows fly.
Unstoppable. Double kill.
Will this ever end? Embrace the end. If I must. Go on, death. Embrace the end. Will this ever end? My bow is ready. If that is your wish. Direct my hatred. Go on, death. Let the living beware. I go. Direct my hatred.
I'm here to help.
My bow is ready. You're the one. Will this ever end? I will aid you. My bow is ready.
Killing spree.
Let the living beware. If I must. End my torment.
Dominating. Own
I bow to your will.
Direct my hatred. Let the living beware.